All right, we're live. All right, I want to start off this live stream by going over what just happened in the Super Regionals. And that's what I have up here on the screen right now. These are my notes from the Super Regionals. We're going to go over what I got wrong, what I got right. We'll start off the Knoxville Super Regional. I guess that was pretty self-evident that Tennessee, the number one seed, was going to advance. They got their 55th win of the season over the Purple Aces. 55, and Evansville did get to 39 wins on the season. I think that's because the I don't remember what it was. I think that the last game of the series had 39 date numerology. This super regional right here, Florida State, we know they're important this season. I said they're probably going to win both games, and they did just that. They almost lost that second game, but they didn't. They got I don't remember what exactly the riddle was, but we're thinking that they're going to go 11-1 in the postseason, and the only way they could do that is if they won both their games against UConn, and they did. Yeah, I remember in that last game against UConn, at one point the score was tied 7-7, and then it was tied 8-8. And speaking of Florida State, actually, I'm going to switch the window here real fast. We are going to watch what the ESPN announcers said during the Florida State game.
Play the numbers game here. This game started at 11 a.m. Eastern. It's the 11th inning. Florida State won their first game of the year 11-0. Number 11, Mike Martins.
All right, so what they're saying is the second game of the Florida State UConn series started at 11 a.m. This was in the 11th inning when this announcer was talking about it. And number 11, Mike Martin, the former longtime manager of Florida State, died earlier this year. He died 11 days before his birthday. That was it. It may have been on 11 date numerology too. I can't remember. But anyways, that was. And speaking of 11, we were just saying that Florida State could win their first ever College World Series with 11 wins in the postseason. It is still possible. In order for that to happen, they would have to lose one of their first two games in Omaha. They can't win both. They can't lose both. They have to go 1-1 in their first two games in Omaha, and then come in through the losers bracket, win their next three, and then win two in the final series. Now, who knows if that'll happen, but I wouldn't be shocked if it did. Next super regional was Virginia and K-State. I did pick Kansas State as an upset pick because I picked them to get out of their regional as well because they had the 77 connection. They did not. It was probably more about Virginia equaling 89, the 24th prime. Here we are in 2024. UNC and West Virginia. I don't know if I really had a pick for this one. The only thing that stood out was that North Carolina equals 77, and they went on. Kentucky, Oregon State. Now, the right side of the bracket, I think I missed on all four of those super regionals. I thought Oregon State would be a representative in Omaha because I thought they would get their 47th win of the season. They had 45 coming in. And just like if you watch that last Oregon State Kentucky game, it's like Oregon State's supposedly this great team. They had 3 base hits across 2 games against Kentucky. Like you can't tell me you're a great team and then just put up a dud of an offensive performance. Like how does that happen? And did you also see there's that super lame play where there's a wild pitch strikeout and then the pitcher wasn't even paying attention to the runner on second. The runner on second just like, oh, no one's covering home. I'm just gonna sprint home. That was probably the stupidest baseball. I've been watching baseball for a long time. That was a very stupid baseball play. But with Kentucky, Kentucky has a riddle to get to the final or even win it all because we know the final Could be on the day leaving. It could end on the day leaving 191 days left in the year. And Kentucky has the 201 connections. Connect Kentucky Wildcats 201, and their manager's name equals 201. Georgia and NC State. I think I may have missed on this one as well. I thought that Georgia was going to get their 44th win of the season. They had 42 coming in. Where was it? Georgia's 44 and NC State is also 44. But instead, they put up a stat late in the third game that said that NC State was 17-7 in their last 24 games, and the Georgia Guidestones came down on the 187th day of the year. So yeah, they were already winning at that point, but yeah, that was just further proof that they were going to improve to 18-7. I'm not sure exactly what the NC State narrative is, but we'll talk about that later on. Clemson and Florida, I missed this one as well. And I'll talk about why Florida is in the College World Series. But yeah, the Clemson's manager had equals 77, so I thought that maybe that was the riddle there, but nope. Oregon and Texas A&M, I don't think I really made a pick for this one. Ducks equals 77. I thought, oh, maybe that means they're like an upset team this year because they upset in the regional, but no, they got swept. Okay, with that being said, we are going to move on to the College World Series. How do I change the... Here we go. Okay. So the College World Series starts on Friday. Did I put the Omaha numbers here? I don't really know if these mean anything. I mean, Omaha N equals 57, like World Series, so maybe that's something, but... And last year, they've recently called it the Men's College World Series, which does equal 257. That is the 55th prime. Although I've noticed last year that was not used. Like Florida, if Florida had won the College World Series last year, they would have got their 55th win of the season, and they did not. So I don't know how much that means. Okay, we're going to start off with the left side of the bracket. And I do want to check to see, I can't remember which game is first on Friday. So give me a second here. Let me check the bracket. Okay, let me just switch the window real fast. So you can see there the first game of the College World Series is going to be it is going to be North Carolina and Virginia. And whoever wins that game, that will be whatever the final score is or whichever win of the season that team gets, that will be a very big indication as to who will eventually win the College World Series. And the reason why I say that is because last year, we go down to the College World Series last year. This was the first game right here, TCU and Oral Roberts. I don't know if it'll, I have to probably do this. All right, you see here, Oral Roberts got their 52nd win of the season. That was the first game of the College World Series last year. Oral Roberts is the Golden Eagles. Golden Eagles is 52 and 56. The final score was 56. They got their 52nd win of the season. They were down 5-2 entering the ninth inning. And then the team that ended up winning it was LSU. LSU equals 52. And LSU entered the final round with 52 wins. I can prove that to you here. Let's see LSU entered the final series against Florida here. So they got their 52nd win of the season to reach the finals, and then they eventually won the College World Series, and then we know that the College World Series and the MLB World Series are connected because it was last year the World Series champions were the Texas Rangers, who won in their 52nd season in Texas. Okay, but anyways, back to this year's bracket. Whoever wins this game and whatever the score is and whatever win they get for the season, that will be a very big indication as to who will win it all. All right, back to the notes. Okay, so we'll start. I guess we'll start off with Tennessee and Florida State. I don't think Florida State will win their first game. And the reason why I say that is because Tennessee equals 47. Florida State's on 47 wins. Florida State can also get their 47th all-time loss in the College World Series. And just to show you, on Wikipedia, hold on. Sorry, I thought I was going to sneeze. But on Wikipedia, it has their all-time record in the College World Series. Just to show you here. And the College World Series are just the games that are played in Omaha. It's just the last 8. Okay, anyways, back to the notes. Right. So Florida State can get their 47th all-time College World Series loss and stay on 47 wins on the season against Tennessee, which equals 47. And this is the battle of the 77 teams. Florida State 77, Tennessee Volunteers 77. Virginia and UNC, again, this will be the first game of the College World Series. So we'll see what happens. It's interesting that Virginia is on 46 wins, because if Virginia gets to win number 47 and UNC would stay on 47 wins, that would be an indication for Tennessee, perhaps. But there's still a lot to be and if Tar Heels equals 47. So it could be a sign they'll stay on 47 wins. Maybe Virginia will get their 47th win against them. And also, in the date numerology, I forgot to mention the date numerology. The first game of the College World Series, that is on 44 date numerology. UVA Cavaliers and UVA are both 44. So I would think Virginia would win this game. I think your Friday winners are most likely going to be Tennessee and Virginia. But I'm not sold. For some reason, I'm not sold on that. I think I don't know why. Oh, and I didn't realize that Virginia is also a 53 team. The College World Series could end on 53 date numerology. I did not notice that. I'll bold that. Okay, on the right side of the bracket, Kentucky and NC State. I don't know if I have a pick for this one. I guess Kentucky has 29 date numerology, or Kentucky equals 29, and it's on 29 date numerology, so that's probably why they're there. I don't know. I'm not sure about that game. Well, I guess Florida or NC State could improve to 6-5 in the College World Series on 65 date numerology. That stands out. Florida and Texas A&M. So if you look at Florida has 65 date numerology, that's probably why they're here, because they're a 3 seed. And like Florida, I don't pay that much attention to college baseball, but I mean Florida was just in the finals last year, and like how did they drop off so much to become a 3 seed, and they almost missed the tournament apparently. But anyways, Gators equals 26. They're 25 and 26 all time in the College World Series. So I feel like it would make sense if they became 26 and 26 all time. Seeing if there's anything else here. So I just to recap, I think your Friday winners are going to be Tennessee and Virginia. And then I think you're going to have Florida State and UNC battling it out in the losers bracket. Those are two 77. North Carolina and Florida State, both 77. I think they're going to be battling out there. And then on the right side of the bracket, this one is tough. I'm going to say this is just there isn't a lot to go off of, but I think your Saturday winners are going to be NC State and Florida. But there really isn't a clear team to make it to the finals on the right side. Like I think on the left side, I think Florida State and Tennessee, in my opinion at least, have the best riddles. If I were to rank the four teams on the left side, I would say 1 Florida State, 2 Tennessee, 3 Virginia, 4 UNC in terms of who has the best riddles. On the right side, it is very up in the air. That's really maybe if Texas A&M comes through the losers bracket, or maybe even if they don't come through the losers bracket, say they have 52 or 53 wins entering. Say they make it. Say Texas A&M is the team that makes that. They have 52 or 53 wins, and remember the finals will be on 53 date numerology, or it could end on 53 date numerology. Pardon me. And so that could be a sign that maybe they would get to 53 and then stay there, or maybe they would get to 53, maybe even get to 54. But it's not really nothing's standing out there for me, at least. Yeah, these are the potential records that teams could go. I know Florida. What I could do is I could just tell you which teams could still have disconnecting again. Yep, we're reconnected. Okay, that was weird. I guess I forgot to put. Yeah, Kentucky could do that. NC State could do that. A&M can do that. NC State. 10-3, only Tennessee, UNC, and NC State can do that because they have a loss. I don't think 10-4. I don't think any team can go 10-4 because Florida only has 1 loss, NC State only has 1 loss, Tennessee only has 1 loss, USC only has, so no team can go 10-4. That can't happen. 11-1. That could only be FSU, UVA, UK, be any of the undefeated teams. 11-2. Who could go 11-2? I think. Yeah, Tennessee could go 11-2. Of course, they could go 11-2. UVA. UNC? Yeah, UNC could do it. Turkey could do it. NC State? Yeah, NC State could do it. Could Florida go 11-2? Yeah, Florida can go 11-2. A&M could also go 11-2 potentially. 11-3. I think the only teams that could go 11-3 are Tennessee, UNC, NC State, and Florida. 11-4. Can any team go? No team can go 11-4 because everyone only has 1 loss. And then who could go 12-2? think the only team that could go 12-2 is Florida. 12-3, and also Florida. Okay, so those are just some interesting notes as to who can finish with what record if they end up winning it all. And as I pointed out there, the 11-1 Florida State thing, that does stand out. And the ESPN announcers talked about 11 in the game on Saturday. Yeah, okay, I'm on the right window. I just wanted to check. That's interesting that College World Series equals 100. North Carolina Tar Heels is 101. That's interesting. They could go, if UNC wins the rest of their games, they will go 10-1 in the postseason. And yeah, same Tennessee. They could, if Tennessee goes either goes 3-0 and 2-1 or 3-1 and 2-0, they'll end up 10-3. Tennessee Volunteers 103. And were there any other 111s? North Carolina State is also 111, but I don't think they can go. I don't think they can go 11. They cannot. 112. Oh, there's no 112. Is 113? What about 30? Okay, I can't do that. I forgot to. What about 26? And 27. Oh, I do apologize. Actually, I said in regards to Tennessee, they would have to go 3-1 in this first round, and then 2-1 in the championship round to get to 10-3 in the postseason. That's what it was. Did we have a 1-2-2 anywhere? No. And then 1-2-3. Yeah, and Kentucky can't go 12-3. So yeah, the things that stand out to me with a little bit more research are the fact that UNC could go 10-1, North Carolina Tar Heels 10-1, Tennessee Volunteers could go 10-3. Although that the reason why I'm not underlining that is because that's a little bit less likely because you rarely see teams lose twice in Omaha. I guess it did happen with LSU last year. And I will underline it because I know Oregon State that one year they had to come out of the losers bracket as well. They ended up winning it all. I think Coastal Carolina did the same thing back in the day. All right. Well, yeah, I'm doing this live stream early. Or when I say early, I mean a couple days before the game, so I'm going to be busy the next couple of nights. And I just wanted to get this out before the action in Omaha starts. I'm still liking Florida State, although there is kind of a clear riddle with North Carolina. But if North Carolina loses their first game on Friday, then that's not going to happen. So, meanwhile, if Florida State loses their first game on Friday, they could still end up going 11-1. Yeah, and if Tennessee loses their first game on Friday, they can't go 10-3. They would have to get 11 wins at the least. And as I said, watch out before I sign off here. Sorry, I'm losing track of my tabs. Oh, did I? Shoot. My apologies. There it is. Okay, as I said, watch out for that. Watch out to see what happens in this game right here. If a certain team gets a certain win, or what the final score is, or the gematria of the winning team, just look out. See what it is, and I think that will be a clue as to who will win it all. Talk to you later.